Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Happy Sunday to you and your family. Hope you're having a great day. We're taking a quick look here at TERRA Classic. I got a lot of requests this morning. I was kind of surprised by it, but mainly because we took a long position. We hit our take profit target yesterday. It wasn't a massive profit because it's our very first target, but we have about 12.5% in about a day and a half here for TERRA Classic. So I'll explain why we took that trade. I'll also explain why it's worth sticking with it, because the fact that we're soon to hit our second profit target, and that's going to be closer to about, well, this is 5x leverage, maybe about 30% profit there. But we'll talk about that here and much more. So if you're new to the channel, I love teaching people to trade. Hope you can learn something here today. If you want to become a better trader, cryptocash.tech is a site linked down below. I do have access to our Trading Academy communities and signals group. Of course, you got our signals here. We took our biggest trade here recently. Again, these are 5x leverage trades. 163% in 9 days from Blue Zell. That was an awesome trade. Our Premium Plus group also does well. It's just kind of smaller, consistent, shorter time frame trades. They're basically day trades versus swing trades. So check that out all down below. And again, if you want to kind of stay abreast on everything, Discord, Telegram, and Twitter, some awesome resources here where you can find access to everything that I offer. Mainly thing too, I want to say thank you as well to one last thing here, of course, for our trade results. Thanks again, Alexandru, for all your work in our community. Same with Chef as well. He brings some humor and some really nice charts. And we also got Jules, if I'm not mistaken, also helped us with a really sweet KNC trade yesterday. A sweet short that we all took as a community. That was really awesome. So good job. Thank you again, everyone, for that. So with TERRA Classic, what I want to talk about here today, well, there's a couple things here. There's big picture stuff going on, okay? So we broke through our descending trend here, our smaller time descending trend here, where we're establishing lower lows and lower highs, okay? That first initial break brought us up here to essentially retest this most recent high. So again, this most recent high breaking through that level establishes a higher high, okay? That's the first step in a trend reversal. So we got a higher high established here, which is partly why I felt confident in taking our long position yesterday. While the price did dip shortly after taking the trade, that happens a lot. We use low leverage, low position size, so heaven forbid the price does come all the way down to our stop loss, which is quite a ways away. We still do not take a large loss, but mainly it gives us some room to breathe, right? Because again, we're mostly at a strong bottom here, right? We got this tentative double bottom here as well, and just a lot of reasons why we're looking good. So the first descending trend was broken. Secondary to that, we have this next little trend that we want to understand is our larger time frame descending trend. Okay, so again, that kind of brings us to this next little scenario here. We're not past that level yet, so we're establishing lower highs consistently on the larger time frame. So what does that mean for us now? Well, it means that we're not out of the woods yet, but it does imply that we're going to likely see a retest here of this 50-day SMA, which is a common area to retest initially and to reject. So my speculation is the next couple of days we're going to see this level tested and the price may pull back. It might take a few, maybe a week or so to get to that level. But the key takeaway here is that we're above this previous resistance here, the most recent high, establishing it as a new low and a tentative support level. I do like to emphasize the word tentative because it's not foolproof, but we do have a lot of volume in the most recent past accumulated at the price point either right there, just above that level, that 0.5, 0.382 Fibonacci, and or this lower point here. So if you combine these two together, that's a decent amount of support in this range, okay? And those are just, again, little things that you can kind of look for to identify support. Volume is a very good indicator. Highly recommend you all consider using it if you haven't already. Okay, so if we take a look here at the RSI, just kind of quickly note, let's go ahead and just focus on the RSI. We're up over 50 now at this point, okay? So today versus yesterday, we were up over 50. That's a strong start. Money flow index is high, and we got a lot more money coming in this coin. We do have stochastic kind of swinging up here, letting us know a pullback would make sense. We may see liquidity sweep here about 6,400, and then the price pull back. We'll look at that on smaller time frames, but just identify here, we have mostly bullish qualities here with a tentative resistance here at about 63, 64, okay? Let's look at the 4-hour and kind of see what this tells us here. So the 4-hour time frame is interesting to me. First of all, we have this obvious cup and handle pattern here. So the price action comes up, hits a most recent high, rejects out the first time, comes back up to retest the second, okay? Now, oftentimes you see a lot of liquidity in that level too. So look at this range here, a lot of liquidity here. So that's why we see this little sweep up here. A lot of times it'll sweep just above and then drop down below, or it'll sweep up above and use that as support and continue higher. We want to identify and pay attention to the 6,400 mark, or specifically 6,380. That level is a point of contention there. We're either going to reject hard off of that, or we're going to break through and retest that level. We're going to kind of see where we're at. That's exactly where our Fibonacci retracement levels and our our profit target, our second target is right there at that level. Because again, you want to ensure that your targets are in either liquidity levels and or specific key level Fibonacci retracements. Okay, those are just things that I teach in my trading academy. Obviously, watch that if you're currently a community member. That is available through our website. Those are private videos. But I like to just reaffirm and reiterate that is an important thing when you're setting targets, to set your target just below a Fibonacci level and or most recent high, kind of right in that range. So where does that put us here? Well, the 4-hour time frame tells us a lot. Okay, so what we want to look at here, and 4-hour time frame is my favorite time frame for bullish momentum and kind of identifying swing trades, because that's more so where I gravitate towards. I don't like to be stuck on the charts all day long. Some people like that. I think it's annoying and it's ridiculous to just stick with it all day long and to kind of stress out over trying to get in, get out. I like to set it and forget it. Okay, so that's why the 4-hour time frame works best for me. I use a lot of time frames, of course, but this is kind of a confirmational thing for me. So we have confirmation here, and this is what we were seeing a couple of days ago, basically a day and a half ago when we took this trade. We can see here we had basically a moving average convergence. Okay, so it really tells us that the faster time frame moving average, basically the 12, is intersecting with the 26 in upward fashion, giving us that confirmation that we've shifted momentum. Okay, so that's a momentous indicator, helpful there. We also broke above 50 on the RSI right here as well, which is a strong indication too. So those are all things that are important to recognize that we're on the right side of the tracks now. Now we're going to break through this level here. We're going to squeeze through this liquidity. No guarantees, but it's really, really common for the price to shoot right above that, because oftentimes stop losses are placed right above the most recent highs. What do you think the longs are going to do? They're going to just wipe out those shorts, going to squeeze the price up, either reaffirm that as a new support level or reject off that level after liquidity's been taken. We're almost there. This might have even been enough liquidity to have captured that, but I think the price is going to shoot up just a little bit higher. On the hourly, let's quickly identify just one thing here. My main thing on the hourly is basically just the Ichimoku cloud. Now, when the price is range bound, this indicator can become invalid. But for the most part, when you have these nice little ranges here and the prices are kind of shooting up and shooting down as it's supposed to, then we are seeing more continuity, if you will. Okay, in other words, this here is letting us know we're free and clear of the price action. We got a lot of momentum, right? We got the conversion line above the baseline, and bottom line here is the actual lagging span, the cloud itself is holding true to that 6100 mark. In other words, that's a case in point where that'd be a good place to adjust your stop loss higher if you're already in profit. Okay. The way that we have our trade set up, the stop loss adjusts automatically as we hit our take profit targets. That's why I love using automated trading bots, because they just do it all for you, right? Set it and forget it. Again, we use Cornix, very, very good, extremely good trading bot. Okay, if you haven't used it yet, be sure to check it out. It's well worth the small monthly fee. I do have a discount down below if you're curious. We are affiliated with them, but mainly because it offers a discount to our community members. That said, long story short here, take a look at this here, like this little pattern. The price comes up here, rejects off, hits that same level again, squeezes up. Now we're above this level, likely to continue higher. Now again, there's no guarantees on that, but for the most part, we can see that a lot of times when these resistance levels occur, which is a specific key level Fibonacci, the price action continues to retest that level, eventually breaks. So 6,200 is now a new support. That's the anticipation, right? Guarantees, no, but you got to keep in mind, this is definitely something that's valid. Also bear in mind too, that Bitcoin just pumped a little bit. Okay? So if we take a look at Bitcoin here, we can see that it did shoot up within the last hour. So that does help the scenario here for that squeeze to have occurred. Okay. Again, all the more reason to pay attention to Bitcoin, know kind of what that guy's doing. It's pretty much the godfather for trading. So all in all, that's where we're at here for Terra Classic, looking very good. So my summary here is that we are going to see that 6,400 mark tested here in the relative near future to sweep that liquidity, and the price may pull back from there. If it does pull back, once again, the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, this halfway point, will be roughly what we're looking at. So again, that 6,200, 6,100 range, we should see the price action pull back to that level. Okay, so again, a lot of little schools of thought here, of course. It depends on your trading style and technique, but me as a swing trader, this is still an obvious winner, if you will. This is why we're keeping our trades open. We took profit, we'll take more profit, and that's just kind of the way it should go. So those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen with this coin next? Is it going to drop like a rock if Bitcoin pulls back? My guess is yes, that will happen, but my speculation is that Bitcoin isn't going to pull back quite as hard as some are anticipating. So if Bitcoin can continue to go sideways, Bitcoin dominance remains the same, alts will start to surge. We're going to start seeing more altcoins swinging up here and there. But again, you got to recognize too, there's a few indications too with some of these meme coins or garbage coins, whatever coin word you want to describe it. With those coins taking off right now, there's a strong chance that we could see a dump from Bitcoin. That's usually the anticipation. Just know that is the tentative thought process. I don't subscribe to that just yet, but we'll see soon. All right, thanks again so much for joining me. You want to become, again, better trader, cryptocash.tech. It's a site. Help jump on over to our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord if you want to kind of stay in the know with everything that's relevant that I offer. I hope that you learned something here today. Thanks again so much for joining me. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.